I'm just going to take the first load of gear into deer camp. I got my brother-in-law Michael and my buddy Will. You know, a lot of the time in deer season here in central Ontario, there's people where you don't think there would be people hunting, so you got to get creative and, you know, or do a lot of physical work, some ducks popping. So that's what I'm doing. I take the freighter canoe, I take a long forced access road that turns into a private quad trail that I'm able to take with permission from the landowner. And I bomb the canoe upriver, portage to a spot. So basically I'm just gonna go cut some wood because I'd prefer to not run the chainsaw once season opens. If I have time, I'll set up the tent too. Oh, that's heavy. That's heavy. It's not really a trail here. It's not an easy portage, but the only way, if you come from upriver, there's rapids that you have to portage and a bunch of swifts. So it's probably easier to come in from below. Well, it's a pretty long portage actually, and 4 trips. Maybe I shouldn't have brought so much stuff, but yeah, I'll get her done, but I might not be getting out of here before dark. I got a new inflatable boat by Swellfish. It's awesome. It's a 13 long inflatable tough boat. I think you can put up to a 30 horse on it, but the only problem is I was gonna have a motor. My buddy Will was gonna bring a motor and he couldn't get his hands on it. Plus I just got the Swellfish boat, haven't had time to set it up. So you're gonna see me using that at camp, around house. I think I might get a 15 for it, but I couldn't bring it in this time. So that means we would have to do multiple trips with the freighter canoe. Okay, well, I've buzzed up a lot of wood. I took down that big tree. People do camp here, not a lot, but people do camp here by canoe. So I'm trying to take a couple bigger things and at the same time take down a large tree that's quite honestly a big hazard to campers. See, some of those big standing deads, it's true that there could be like screech owls nests or something like that in it. Flying squirrels live in them. So I always take a look, make sure there's nothing. But yeah, I take a little bit bigger, something you wouldn't want to chop down with a saw or an axe, and leave the smaller standing deads for people that come through here and camp, because a lot of time campsites, there's hardly any wood anywhere. Anyways, yeah, so I put in a lot of work. It's getting dark, but I'm going to try to set up the tent. Then I'm going to be on my way. It'll probably be pitch black by the time I'm out of here, so I better hurry. These hold up the walls. Done. There we go. That's about all the time I have, so I'm gonna go in. You might be wondering what this big box is, by the way. It's a carpet, an outdoor carpet. Yes, I brought an outdoor carpet. It's gonna be beautiful. Still got work to do, still got more gear to portage, food, We're gonna split up all that wood, but we'll be in here tomorrow. Michael is coming tonight. Will's coming tomorrow. It's getting exciting. All right, well, I'm gonna jump back in the freighter canoe and beast mode that canoe on top of the truck. I've never done that before by myself, so we'll see how the old back handles it, but better get going. All right, successful mission. Well, I did it. It's a little too dark to film. Pretty interesting road to get in here. Okay, so Tori drove us in so we don't have to leave the truck here and help.
Okay, go put down the water. Thanks, Tori.
Little 6-horse Suzuki here is pretty peppy. Should we call Will and ask him for his ETA? I used to have a car. Yeah, exactly. You think that case is half decent or what? Do you have a cooler?
Super light. I bought beer at Costco.
Oh, nice. Didn't know what they're doing. Whew. A lot of stuff. You know, when you're coming in for a week in November, so you need a lot of clothes. Good wall tent's a good idea, somewhere to dry stuff out, and a lot of stuff. How many more trips?
Probably 12 or 13 more.
All leather carpet. Look here, here's a game trail. Here's where this area's been beat down by bucks scraping, rubbing their antlers on the set my climber up on one of these trees here. Maybe that one there. This is gonna be the one. Okay, there we go. This is silver nitrate. We got the scrape right over there. This valley pinch point over here.
I don't know. Your group of people, volunteers will come up, which is pretty fun.
Well, it is afternoon, day 2 here at our hunt camp. So what we're using for power out here is this Bluetti AC70P solar generator, and we hunted through the rain. We were up, you know, well before the crack of dawn. First thing in the morning, got up at 5 a.m. and I am in the middle of the long hike out to my stand. In the bush, in our places. None of us saw anything really moving around, but definitely sign out there. So there's definitely some deer around. Came back to camp, had some delicious bacon and eggs that Will whipped up. A little bit of toast, had a bit of a feast there. Get pretty hungry sitting in the stand. And this Bluetti AC70P solar generator, and it's just awesome. We've been charging up our little smaller power banks that we take into the bush as backup if we need to charge our GPS devices when we're out there. Good thing to have when you're relying on battery operated things.
Yeah, just using it to power lights in the tent, of course recharge my camera batteries. Really like this grab handle on it as well, and I can just throw that in the pack. It's surprisingly light considering it's got a lot of power considering the size of it. This is 1,000 watts or 864 watt hours right here. So you can charge this with a solar panel. However, I just bring it fully charged, and that's typically more than enough just for the week. It's also got a DC output, so this is 12 volt 10 amps. And another great thing, so yeah, that's your regular like car cigarette lighter. One thing I like about the DC is it actually draws a lot less power than the AC. So the AC has to run like an inverter, but the DC doesn't, and same goes for the USB keys. So it's got 2 USB-C inputs and 2 USB-A, so that's your typical USB 12 watt input. It's also got 2 AC inputs there. This is really cool too. This is a wireless charging port on top. And then here we also got this AC input as well. So that's what you want to charge if you want to just charge this off the wall. And this is what I use when I'm charging it off a solar panel. 12 to 58 volt, 10 amps, and 500 watt input. Awesome little piece of kit to bring out here. I think it's great, and I've taken a Bluetti device, sometimes smaller, sometimes bigger, on many of my different trips and adventures to our cabin and all kinds of stuff.
So during
second sit of this hunting trip. Got one earplug. That's the side that's closest to the muzzle. That way I can still hear something at least. This ear isn't really affected by the shot. Well, that is another sit. It is dark and I can't see, so legal shooting light is definitely over. The rain picked up heavy, got a long walk back, so yeah. Well, there's a nice sit today. Raining, but it wasn't too cold, so can't complain. And I'm not going to get discouraged because we got a lot of days left. This is only the first day of our actual hunt, so I'm going to come back here because I have the umbrella. We're supposed to get a lot of rain tomorrow, and then maybe I'll try some new spots when it's not so rainy. But yeah, sitting out here without some sort of protection from the rain can get pretty miserable. Some fresh deer poop wasn't there on the way in, so something's been moving around. Like something small, probably doe. Oh man, a long dark walk back for old Jim. This is not for the faint of heart, I would say. Pitch black, hissing rain, mile-long bushwhack back to camp. These little things I bought off Amazon. Some of them I have are good, but the, I guess, cheap ones are a rip-off and they're not reflectors. They don't work. So that's a bummer. I better go down and make sure the canoe's pulled up because we're supposed to get a lot of rain. Well, that was a mission, a bit of a mission. Where we pulled up the boat is slowly becoming underwater with all this rain. We're supposed to get 4 times as much rain tomorrow as we did today, and already where the boat was like almost underwater. Of course, we had to tie it off, so I just hauled the motor off of it, dragged it more or less up onto some rocks and flipped it up on its side, and the river would have to come up 4 feet to knock it off, which I doubt is going to happen, so I feel a lot better about that. We got what's called Three Sisters stew that Will made. So it's got grouse that me and Will got on our scouting trip for this hunting expedition. It's got Will wild turkey, then it's got squash that me and Tori grew, corns, beans, and it's got some barley and whatever, but it's called a Three Sisters stew. It's really, really good. It's really cool that like a lot of the components were harvested by us. So yeah, Will made it, real treat.
Grouse is like fairly comparable to chicken.
Great. Wow, delicious. So this is the deer that me and Michael got out of here last year. A really good sized buck, a lot of fat on it. Michael pulled the trigger, and there's a little bit left, so we're eating that, and we're hoping that somehow that will bring us good luck. Well, it's been another wet morning here in the deer woods. I ended up staying in the stand till about 11 a.m. It's about 11 now. Because I heard some noise in the woods over there. I thought it was maybe a deer. So it got me excited, and it's not too cold out this morning. Rain's going pretty heavy still though, and I'm gonna pack it in. Good news is that we're gonna get some better weather. I don't want to try a new spot because I have this umbrella. I don't want to take it out and move it. Anyways, that's 3 sits here, so maybe I'll have better luck this evening. Well, on the way back to camp, I decided to check out this thicket here where I thought I heard a noise come from. And I got a view at the next valley. There's a creek that runs through here. This is a good spot. I'm right on top of this big rock here. And so I don't know. I might change it up. I don't see any like direct sign right here. I see old rub back there. It's a much older rub there. Where I'm set up now, I'm set up right on a really good scrape. Looks like a big buck, but I put in some time there with no luck, so I might switch it up. One of many big hills I need to deal with. On the way there's two big hills. On the way back there's one. That's uphill, I mean.